How strong is Jichang? Now, Jichang is the previous first Gen king of Seoul and currently the first Gen king of Chunjing. I don't want to be racist, I just don't know how to pronounce it, not gonna lie. But he is currently dead though, packed up by Charles Choi. But how strong is he truly? He was able to overpower Little Daniel while holding back. And once he started using his power and speed, he literally blitzed Little Daniel like it was no one's business, forcing Little Daniel to go to his UI state. This is when Jichang was about to go all out using his fangs and going all out physically, but the old man stopped the fight. But Jichang has a fight after, and this is with Charles Choi. He was able to physically overpower Charles Choi until the battle became a strategy match. Jichang got folded like a lawn chair, but people argue that move Charles Choi did was a 1 in a million chance for Charles. Me personally, I don't really agree with that because it was a strategy match. Charles Choi just took the opportunity to aim for a vital area, and it worked. I do personally believe if he didn't aim for that area, he probably would have aimed for something else, or the battle would have been different, but he probably would have aimed for another area as well. So it wouldn't really matter. I think Jichang was going to lose regardless. But if you think Jichang would have won if Charles didn't aim for the foot or aim for some other specific area, then sure, you can have him above Charles, which doesn't make no sense in my opinion. Actually, currently, it depends. Actually, never mind. I'll talk about that. His prime version after. Jichang's prime. But if you think Jichang is above Charles because him aiming for the top of the foot was a 1 million chance type of thing, then sure. But I don't really think so. So I have Jichang below Charles. Jichang's other piece of scaling comes from the statement from Jichang stating they need Jichang to defeat Basement Hulk. And you can also argue if you think the Basement Hulk Charles Choi fought was above Phase 3 Basement Hulk due to the fact he was conviction, self-belief, like determination to protect his brother, and he probably stayed the same strength as well. Nothing really says otherwise. So he could be potentially above Phase 3 as well, depending how you take it, in my opinion. Me personally, I don't think Basement Hulk got weaker because I believe Basement Hulk is meant to just continuously get stronger and stay at that same level of strength, regardless if he gets knocked down or not. And I do believe his brother likely used the drugs against him when he fought Charles. But once his brother came back to his senses, he got a conviction amp, stayed the same strength. So you can argue it's like a Phase 3 plus determination protect amp. And Jichang would scale to that because he performed much better against Charles, unlike Basement Hulk. But we don't know how Basement Hulk fought Charles at the same time. But going based off the fact Charles Choi literally tanked an off-guard Basement Hulk strike, I'm going to assume Jichang did better, in my opinion. So Jichang would scale above a Phase 3 current, Phase 3 and higher Basement Hulk. There's also a statement of him being stated to be above the other kings, but that's a mistranslation. I'm more referring to what Charles Choi states. He states by a rumor that Jichang is superior in terms of strength and speed compared to the other kings, but that's a mistranslation. The actual translation is he's both fast and strong. And Jichang also makes the same statement against Lil Daniel, where he says, you know what makes me stronger than the other kings? I'm not just strong, I'm also fast. Stating he just has high level strength and high level speed, unlike the other kings. But you can argue this is, I don't know, opinionated, because it's implied the kings have fought several times, and some have lost and won, but they still have the territory they reside in, which kind of doesn't make sense to me if they lost or won. Like, Taesu has implied to have lost to Jichang, but he still, has his territory. So, you know what I mean? So it kind of makes no sense. But that's it for current, to be honest. We could talk about Prime. Now, Prime has better showings. In the recent chapter, Prime Jichang literally one-tapped Fantique Kojima brothers. Now, even though they're Fantique, Jichang was also holding back because he didn't decide to use strategy. So it's very much likely Jichang still scales above the Kojima brothers at full power, regardless, to be honest. So the Kojima brothers are able to go toe-to-toe with Charles Choi to a degree. Even though it's implied Charles Choi was holding back, I don't think massively how people claim. Charles Choi did still have the killing determination because, someone has his weakness. And it's implied in the latest chapter he was going to kill the shaman regardless of the development plan. Take it as you will. But I do think the Kojima brothers do scale to Charles Choi to a degree. I don't think they go high diff, but they do scale to him to a degree. But at best they likely more scale to like a 16-year-old gun, to be honest. But if you think that Kojima's let's assume they fought a full power Charles and they go I don't know, mid diff, maybe high diff on a good day, right? that would mean Jichang one tapped or can potentially mid diff or high diff two people that can potentially go high diff with Charles Choi, implying prime Jichang is much stronger than current. But now if you think the Kojima brothers get low diff by Jichang, that's a whole different story. Low diff by Charles, that's a whole different story. But let's just say hypothetically they can high diff, mid to high diff. That means Jichang can low to mid diff, or let's say high diff, because I still think he's above the duo, almost Charles level fighters. So that would mean prime Jichang is much stronger than current, is much stronger than current Charles. You get what I'm saying? I have prime GA much higher than current. I think he changed just due to the lack of fighting. So that's my opinion though. And that's really it. There's really nothing else I can say about Jichang until like the next chapter when they fight James Lee. You can say like Jichang's like arguably the strongest due to him being the King of Seoul. But I do still have Sinju Yuki above him, just due to the fact he performed better against the Kojima brothers. 3-tapped them at full power while Jichang 1-tapped them at when they're in a fatigue state. So yeah, so that's it for Jichang. Hope you like it, sub, and have a beautiful rest of your day.